Dracula!
What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Rat2501 here. Alright, we're turning back with some more Warhammer for the after Spooky Month. Alright? Back to Double Feature Friday normalcy. Sorry. This is Which Factions Are Incorruptible? Warhammer 40k lore. This is by Nature Kill. Alright, so yeah, it's been a while since we've done any Warhammer stuff. So let's see what he's got for us. I had to skip through a bit because he had an advertisement for some contest he's doing, and I can't put that because he doesn't sponsor me. Anyway, let's go.
Over each of the incorruptible groups in Warhammer 40k, talking about why they're incorruptible and what happens when Chaos has a go at turning them. And yes, I will be talking about factions that have only had like 1 or 2 traders because it seems dumb that they shouldn't get a shout out just because one rider wanted to feel special, so he went against the established lore. Let's get into it.
Oh damn! Oh shit! Good
Virtually
intro.
anyone,
like that.
no matter their status, education or power, seems susceptible to the machinations of Chaos. It's almost as if those with status, education and power are the easiest to bring over. I mean, half the Primarchs were corrupted, and they're supposed to be at least somewhat not retarded. So it's a huge testament to the first group on this list who've never lost a single member to Chaos.
That's the thing, is the Emperor kind of made them retarded because he just wanted them to
These
be tools.
golden-clad fuckboys are so alpha that it's not even gay to masturbate to them. Henry Cavill's army of choice, these super soldiers were engineered by the Emperor from infancy to have unbreakable wills, extreme physical and mental power, and also be a lot more than just a mindless soldier. Custodians are philosophers, academics, and even poets. They are also very self-aware. They know they've been brainwashed and gene-coded to be completely loyal to the Emperor, and the Emperor alone, but they don't care. It's really not a bad gig at all. A lot of people are like, okay, if a Custodes is better than a Space Marine in every way, shape and form, plus cannot fall to Chaos, why not just mass-produce Custodes? Well, that's just like saying a Bugatti is better than a Kia, so why not just mass-produce Bugattis? Each Custodes blueprint was handmade by the Emperor, and despite most modern-day Custodes being made without the direct supervision of the Big E, they are still almost as good as they were 10,000 years ago. There has only ever been one instance where Custodes might have had something chaosy happen to them. During the War of the Webway, Drakian, who was this cranky-ass demon, attacked the Emperor and actually managed to wound him. The Emperor grabbed the cranky-ass demon and he turned him into a sword. He then stabbed said sword into one of his Custodi buddies and told the Custodi to run off into the Webway, in the hope that he could get Drakian away from real space and into somewhere no one would find. As we know, eventually Abaddon discovered Drakian and claimed it as his own weapon, so at some point the sword left the Custodi's body. It's unclear if eventually the sword was able to corrupt the Custodi and take control of him, or if the Custodi eventually died, but Drakian literally rolls his eyes when he gets stabbed into the Custodes, as he remarks that the stars will die out and the heat death of the universe will occur before he was able to corrupt one of them. So yeah, unless the demonic banana of the Chaos Gods makes an appearance sometime soon, it's safe to say that the Custodes cannot be bent over by the forces of hell. The next group of dudes that don't take or eat shit from Chaos are the Grey Knights. Now it might seem like a chapter of Marines that are all psychers would actually be very susceptible to chaotic shenanigans, if it weren't for one simple fact. Each Grey Knight has been created with the Emperor's own gene seed. As Chaos literally calls the Emperor the Anthanema, it's no wonder why his seed remains a bit of a challenge for Chaos to work with. Like the Custodes, the Grey Knights have been hyper-engineered to be resistant to Chaos. This is because A, falling to Chaos is shit, and B, the more exposed a person is to Chaos, the higher chance that they will eventually fall. As Grey Knights solely exist to be exposed to Chaos, it would be a huge chink in their armor if they couldn't handle a bit of zat-zat from the demons. However, despite having a similar track record to the Custodes, the Grey Knights are considered to be easier to corrupt. This isn't because they've been corrupted before though. It's just like saying it's easier to survive a 100 meter drop rather than a 500 meter drop. Technically, yeah, but you'll probably have a bit of a cheeky splatter regardless. One potential corruption of a Grey Knight is the Silver Knight of Slaanesh, who required being in Slaanesh's presence to finally be corrupted. However, this hasn't been confirmed, and there is plenty of evidence to debunk this, so for now, it definitely doesn't count. Other Grey Knights have gotten close to falling, like Alaric, whilst others have been captured and were shitting themselves, not because they feared death, but because they feared that they would be the first Grey Knights to ever fall. Whilst the Custodes take no real anti-chaos corruption measures because they don't need to, Grey Knights take a fuckload of anti-chaos corruption measures because they need to. The next incorruptible group is a bit of a two-in-one, that being blanks, but more specifically, the Sisters of Silence. A blank is someone who has a negative soul, a soul that damages and cuts off the warp around it. As such, psychers struggle to use their powers in the presence of a blank, and demons feel actual pain. So it's no surprise that there has never been a chaos-corrupted blank because it's physically impossible. It'd be like trying to fuck a brick wall. There's just nothing you can penetrate there. In saying that though, if Chaos is like,
there
no,
is rule
here is a free
34 of that,
subscription
I will
to
guarantee
Magical's
that.
Hentai-filled Patreon, it's
What the
yours
hell?
if you go kill this Imperial dude. There really isn't much stopping a blank from accepting that deal. Like, it's a
Okay.
fucking great deal. I would take it in a heartbeat. But that doesn't really count as corruption. The Sisters of Silence are some of the most powerful and loyal blanks in the galaxy, tasked with slaughtering demons and capturing Alpha Plus level psychers. So if a blank is an unfuckable brick wall, the Sisters are unfuckable electrified spiky walls with miniguns mounted on them.
Dude!
This next group of incorruptibles
Once again,
is a bit
rule
less known, but
34.
arguably the most prevalent in the entire Imperium. The Perpetuals. The Perpetuals are extremely rare beings who cannot really die. You shoot them, they heal. You atomize them, they pop up somewhere else. To kill them, you have to do some fucking hectic voodoo. The Emperor, Malkador, Vulcan, and a few others are Perpetuals, and none of them have ever gotten even close to falling to
Vulcan,
chaos.
yeah.
Probably because when you're an immortal being with knowledge, wisdom, and power, there isn't much chaos can offer you. Even the Perpetuals that turned on the Emperor and sought to bring him low didn't want a bar of chaos. Erda, the Primarch's mother, technically worked with chaos to scatter the Primarchs, but she didn't really mean to, and she definitely wasn't corrupted. Vulcan was enraged when his brothers betrayed the Emperor, and he didn't for a second even consider their proposal. It's hard to tell if the Perpetuals just have a lot of common sense, or if they're missing that flaw in humanity that seems to constantly twist mankind into the darkness. The next group might be a controversial addition to this video because they have had someone fall to chaos, but only one person
Vulcan
in
will
like
never
fucking
fall
5,000
because he
years
is
a
viewed
pretty
with
good
nothing
effort.
but
The Sisters
friendly
of Battle.
love for his
Even though
friendly
the Sisters
friends.
can be a bit annoying and try hard with their faith in the Emperor, it's genuine. It's so genuine in fact that sometimes they're even able to tap into his power and create miracles on the battlefield, not to mention the existence of living saints. Hence, unlike the various cardinals whose faith is twisted to chaos, Sisters of Battle faith is as pure as it can get, hence are very, very difficult to corrupt. Like during the siege of Vrax, the Sisters stationed on Vrax were captured and tortured for years. When they were eventually freed, they were empty and hollow, but they had not been corrupted. There are various examples of Sisters being mind-controlled or possessed, but that doesn't really count. I count corruption as someone who willingly sells their soul to chaos.
True.
There were some
That's
Sisters who were
good point
mind-controlled to serve chaos, and when they were eventually freed from their mind control, they went insane and killed themselves due to how disgusted they were. The only properly known Sister of Battle who willingly fell to chaos, and I use willingly in quotation marks there, is Muriel Sabathiel. Fucking what? Is Muriel Sabathiel. Is Muriel Sabathiel. Yeah, nailed it. Willing is a bit meh though, as she was fucking raped and tortured by the Emperor's children for a while before
What the
finally
hell?
cracking. She then proceeded to murder a bunch of people, kill a couple Sisters of Battle, and now hunts Elder across the galaxy. We haven't heard from her in a very long time, but I'm sure she's still smashing lines and fucking nines. Now you may be wondering, are the other non-human races incorruptible? Not at all. In older lore, there was some chaos-corrupted orcs, but it's very rare and difficult to do.
Yeah.
Whilst the Tyranid High Fleets haven't shown signs of corruption, there are some Gene Stealer cults that have accidentally merged with Chaos cults to create Chaos Stealer cults, which is a bit of a laugh.
Chaos
Elder
Stealer
can still
cults,
be
what the hell,
corrupted,
man?
although it's very, very rare, as Craft Welders are aware of how much of a shit time they would have if Slaanesh got to them, whilst
Yeah.
Dark Elder, despite their depravity, really don't want to get fucked by Slaanesh. Tau so
No.
far have remained entirely unaffected, mostly due to their naivety as well as their incredibly small and unattractive souls. Commander Farsight did however get a vision of him as a Core Knight champion once, which suggests that it is possible, just highly unlikely. To be honest, if Chaos cranked down the sodomy of your soul vibe and up the big titty waifu vibe, they probably would have a better turnout.
True. Okay, so he's doing his patron shill here. Let's see. Okay, so I can't put in the stuff about his patron because his patron is not safe for work. You saw that little preview that he had there? He put some other shit up there. Seriously. Anyway, well, that's actually interesting. I do like hearing about the Warhammer lore, especially from this guy. And yeah, he makes a good point about the Incorruptible, all the Incorruptible factions and races and stuff like that. It's like Though with the Tau, it's kind of funny. It's like the Tau sucks so much that the powers of chaos don't want to have anything to do with them. That's actually kind of hilarious. But anyway, so if you guys enjoyed that, please like this video, subscribe. Even if you didn't enjoy it, like and subscribe anyway. You know, I'm still rebuilding this channel. We're getting back together, and we'll be back where we were before, guys. Eventually, we'll get there. I still want to get there by the end of the year, but you know, as long as I'm dreaming, I'm like a pony. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to click on the link to the original down in the description. Get down to Major Kill's channel, like his original, and sub to him over there. I will see you guys next time. Tune in every day for new content. Bye bye.